praise your name. And so, God, while we're here in this in the name of Jesus, that no one goes away upset, no one goes away mad, but that peace abide even in a hostile situation. In the Master's mighty name of Jesus. God, you be present here. We bless you. Praise your name for the Lord. Thank God.
At this time, we will start public comments. Each person is allowed 3 minutes. Amir Shakur. Amir Shakur. Yes, I want to make sure that those minutes aren't wasted. I'm sorry, are you Amir Shakur? Today, I identify as Amir Shakur today. People have the right to identify as that night. It's Amir Shakur in the room. Okay, so we're going to go to the next person. The next person is Ramona Baldwin. Excuse me. You're not Amir Shakur. How do you know that? From Facebook. At least we know for the record they watch social media. Are you going to get that 143,000? Is the police going for that 143,000 back? Thank you, Ramona. I'm sure he wanted to know if the police was going to get that 143,000. You have 3 minutes, Ramona.
Good evening, Supervisor, carriers, trustees, and residents. For the record, I am a resident of Thornton Township and Harmony. Also, I am a member of Thornton Township Citizens for Action Committee. I want to inform Supervisor Harris, trustee, and residents of Thornton Township, Harmony residents' rights are being violated by Jedediah Brown and INA members. Jedediah Brown is a provocateur. He is someone who intentionally provokes and incites others, often to anger or conflict. He is a person who stirs up trouble. The residents of Harvey no longer want Jedediah Brown and INA members in our community. We want Jedediah Brown and INA members banned from Harvey meetings because he is a threat and a danger to the public. Jedediah Brown and INA members have beaten a business owner and trespassed repeatedly on his property, and also Jedediah Brown and INA members did a mob action July 14, 2025 to Amir Shakur and his daughter, beating them and assaulting his daughter. I witnessed this mob action, and it was traumatizing. By this violence, I am still in fear. Please stand with us, Thornton Township. Thank you.
We now have Wendy Kelly Coleman.
Yes, that was Trina.
Good evening.
They did not allow her to speak.
Good evening.
I just want to circle back regarding comments I made before regarding the food pantry. Still looking to get a status of the budget. The budget for the food pantry remains excessive for the economy. As I mentioned last meeting, the $4.4 million budget for this fiscal year does not support delivery of 50,000 meals. At these numbers, it costs about $87 to deliver possibly $25 box of food. Based on the math, the food pantry, which is open only 1 day per week, with week-long meal deliveries, still does not support these numbers and is blatantly excessive and likely inefficient. There's also been no explanation about the $1.9 million line item food pantry budget entitled Other Expenses Food Pantry Donated. This number should be broken out and explained in more detail. There's money in the budget for consultants. I propose that this money be used to hire people to to identify waste, mismanagement, and opportunities for improvement. 2, to implement these improvements so that they can do things faster, better, and cheaper, essentially doing more with less money. And 3, ultimately realizing the goal of reducing our tax dollars. I'm sure that the savings potential of an audit would greatly outweigh the cost. The one good thing that came out of Tiffany Higgins' administration is that we are now watching the store and the cash register. We're smart people who respect the authority and responsibility that comes with your position, but we also must be treated with respect as an informed and intelligent Thornton Township family. I look forward to your updates. Thank you.
Next, we will have Mr. Dan Lee.
And you from Thornton, news for everyone. I'm not only going to get the flashback here, I just want to have a little fun. I'll start over here today. I would just want to do a comment on the budget meeting. We had one here about a month or so ago, and we had one also yesterday. And the part I'm unclear on is, okay, yesterday, we were allowed to ask questions and so forth. I'm seeing a lot more citizens out there. I mean, again, I'm sorry, this is the budget. I was just wondering, are we going to get to that point now, or has something happened that I'm not aware of? These are basically the questions I'm asking. Okay. Secondly, I understand there was an approved veteran relocation authority for an individual that's been somewhat controversial over the last few years. Wondering is that position going to be dealt with one way or the other, or is going to be commented on at some point in the proceedings? I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to ask a question about the food pantry, the reservation of fire and will that be something that's going to be discussed? And does that going to protect food pantry operations in any shape, form, or fashion? I'd also like to just say to all folks that are listening, we got it, not that these online hostilities spill over into our real lives. Okay? To some degree, you have control over that. So any online bullying going on, and all this other stuff going on out there, you can stop that by keeping scrolling, ignoring the people that are doing it. Now, when it spills over in real life, that's a whole different situation. But you might have to pull back from that online hostility stuff for a while, because all it does is mess your head up. In my opinion, anyway. I'm not sure if all 17 of villages and towns have their budget meetings, but I would just like to suggest that all of us that are in this municipality, in this township, we should be able to have a little more input into the budget process for all of us, not just any one place. Just in one town. I think that would go a long way towards closing the gap between citizen participation and the reality that we have very low voting rates. I think that has to do with some of that. We have to know what's going on financially. People tend to lose interest. People tend to get suspicious, and they get disheartened. I think the more input that's put into this budget situation, and not just once, in a while, we need to talk about various items that are coming up on a daily basis, not a daily basis, I mean on a monthly basis. Just keep us abreast of what's going on. That would be very helpful. And that's just everybody, I'm not talking just about Thornton Township.
Thank you. Ms. Angela Russell.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Angela Russell, Boston resident and also an employee with Vision Unlimited Cultural and Faith-Based Empowerment Program. I have been speaking to you the last few months about our programs being able to provide free services to the people of Thornton Township and how we were working on a partnership with the Village of Dalton. I'm happy to announce that we have officially gained space at the Village of Dalton at the pavement center at 14422 King Drive, and we're on the pavement center next to Village Hall. The classes started at August the 12th, and we are also having classes this week. All of the classes and workshops will be going on for 8 weeks. And again, it's at the Village of Dalton, and although it's in Dalton, everyone is invited to participate. And I just want to list of you some of the things that we'll be talking about in these workshops and classes that we're having on a weekly basis. And it also addresses the trauma that people have been talking about over the last 2 years, and even what's going on social media. So we're doing mental health education 101, addressing mental health concerns, alleviating anxiety and depression, the easing the pain of betrayal and how to rebuild, reducing personal and social stressors, the weight we carry, identifying and releasing invisible emotional burdens, trust falls and soul calls, processing betrayal and broken trust, pressure points, understanding the size of stress and anxiety. Who told you that? Challenging internalized beliefs about self-worth and identity. More than enough. Affirming inherent dignity and value beyond productivity. Boundaries and bridges. Understanding and practicing healthy boundaries. Title, Joy is a Rebellion. Cultivating joy as a form of resistance and restoration. These are the workshops we will be offering on a weekly basis, open to everyone 18 and over, various times. So on Tuesdays, every other week, the classes are 2 to 3:30. On Mondays, they are at 10 o'clock, 10 to 12, and Wednesdays, they are 2 to 3 to 5. We're trying to make sure that we capture different times of the day during the week where many people can participate. And again, I understand that everyone has different things going on in their lives. The workshops that we're cultivating are meant to address various things that we're all going through, including the things that we get into ourselves that we can make better decisions on. The more informed we are, the more conversations we have about mental health and mental wellness, the better we are equipped to help ourselves and those around us. Thank you.
The next speaker, and I apologize in advance, can't really read. Rabbi Michael Benyosa. Sorry.
My name is Rabbi Michael Benyosa, human rights activist, anti-violence activist in Chicago. I'm here because I need to be here. King David, the scriptures, wanted to build a house of prayer for the Lord. The prophet Nathan supported him. However, when King David did wrong, the same prophet that agreed with him condemned his actions. That is why I'm here to respond to, not later, but early. People put Tiffany Henry of Dalton as mayor and township Thornton out of office. It is sad to see that even months after the shenanigans and abuse of power was evident, nothing has changed. Supervisor Terry Harris, you sponsored legislation to ensure reform was possible, that Thornton Township supervisor could not be paid an outrageous salary paid by taxpayers. However, I learned that your fellow Democrat was able to pass legislation that benefited you. For transparency, are you willing today, Mr. Harris, to reveal the name of that Democrat that sponsored that bill for you to have benefit? Also, we learned that you benefit from personal favors that violates and creates mistrust among your constituents. Your constituents deserve to hear from you, Mr. Harris, not the attorney, not your administration, but what you are going to be doing. That abuse of power will not be happening in this city. Also, why is the trustees who were very vocal when Tiffany Henry was abusing her power are silent right now on this issue? We demand accountability and we demand answers. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Vivian Allen.
Hello, I just, have a brief comment. Number one, I believe if you guys need mental health, there's other ways that you can get it as well, not just through Dalton. There's other places where you can go that is actually impactful. You can also call 211. They have a lot of services, so if you can't get services within the township, you can call 211, and they do help a lot, especially with rental assistance. The rental assistance program is, budgeted up. And I just want to say another thing. When it comes to what people have been talking about, cyberbullying, cyber harassment, we all see it, we all know it, we all know who the perpetrators are. August 26th, I have a court date with Judge Diane Brown. I just want her to know that he's being served right here, openly in the Thornton Township, and he do have to respond to why you think that you did not violate that order.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, my name is Amir Shakur. Can I be recognized from, you did come in earlier. I just wanted to see if I can. I don't want to interrupt you.
Okay,
You're
go
gonna
to
recall
the
me?
next person.
Thank you.
Brian, oh, I'm sorry, Alicia Nicole.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm gonna sound like a broken record because again, I'm gonna get on Robert Hahn, who, most of the questions tonight, or not most, but a lot that have to do with the township have been directly related to the budget. We want answers, we want engagement. I'm not understanding why you're so standoffish. We're residents, you're in charge of our finances. We should be able to approach you with a finance question without you ducking and dodging. I mean, I'm not understanding it, and we do have that right as a resident. In that, I want to say something. I went to a Thornton Township event Sunday, one of my first ones under this administration. I just simply never felt comfortable going to any functions under the last administration. I don't care how lucrative they seem. I just never felt comfortable. So I went to one Sunday, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But not only that, it's something I really want to speak to because it kind of speaks to human nature, for me anyway. There was someone there who I've spoken about, I've addressed before during public comment, not in a bad way, literally just as it relates to their role. I saw them there doing their same role, but the difference was that they were with their family. I've never seen them with their family because they're at meetings, this is where they do their job. But that was a family event Sunday. So rightfully he had his family there. And his son is a clone. His son looks so much like him. I could not take my eyes off his son. And it just personified him to me. That's the point I'm making. It made him a human being where sometimes it's difficult to separate the two, but I feel like it's healthy and you have to be able to. And that's what that did for me. It was just, I shared it with two other people prior to this because it was a resignation that I couldn't ignore, the way it resonated with me. And it just put things in, another perspective, just in another perspective of what I guess the point I'm making. I invite everyone, especially who's a resident, come out to something. I mean, whatever it is that speaks to you or your interest, check it out. But you get to fellowship in a different way. It's not as formal as these. Mind you, I asked that person, I'll say this, and people may or may not know who I'm speaking with, but I asked that person a question that I have asked when I stood up here before, but this time I asked it again as it relates to their job. He answered it, and he said it with his chest. I mean, he was so naturally comfortable, and it was remarkable. You said, okay, so it was awesome. Come out, you guys, just to fellowship with each other. if nothing else. Thank you.
Thank you. Brian Sawinski.
Good evening, everybody. The last township meeting I attended, I was appalled, but not surprised by the conduct of the board, this board. Residents complained, but all this board presented were excuses. We were essentially told that we didn't know what we were talking about, and that we should just stay quiet and trust that the board is spending our tax money wisely without seeing where the money is actually going for ourselves. And if any of you has any, if you have children or nephews or nieces, you know how that goes, right? When the kids, you say, have you brushed your teeth? Oh, yes, just trust that I did, mom or dad, right? You have to verify. So the same goes for, finances as well. So has anything changed since then? Where is the forensic audit of township finances that so many of you demanded under the prior administration? Why is Supervisor Napoleon Harris making more than $200,000 a year just for being supervisor, not including his Senate salary? Why aren't agenda packets posted online before every meeting so residents can read about what is being voted on? Let me suggest a few things that you should vote on tonight before you adjourn this evening. 1, a resolution calling for an immediate hiring freeze and spending freeze on all non-essential services until a forensic audit going back at least 10 years is complete. 2, a resolution requiring board packets and all updated financial documents to be posted online at least 3 business days before every meeting. 3, a resolution requiring the board to use one of many financial software programs that can post public expenses and revenue in real time online to monitor where tax money is going. So there's no guessing about where your money is. 4, a resolution to bring the supervisor's salary back down to below $60,000. 5, a resolution to once again ban public money from being used to put official names and images on literature, aka illegal electioneering. Vote on those tonight. Or if you prefer, call a special meeting later this week to vote on them. Even if you vote no, at least we can see whether you want to be real with us or you're still trying to hide the money. Right now, all we hear are excuses, and all we see is that our tax money is going to some high salaries and a lot of expensive events. Meanwhile, residents are working 2 or 3 jobs just to be able to pay their property taxes and not be kicked out of their homes. That must end now. I look forward to seeing your response.
Thank you. Amir Shakur.
Good evening. So what I want to start is I want to be very specific and to the point. The last week of June, outside of the township, a young lady who's sitting here this evening was harassed by a mentally deranged individual, young man who has been harassing, bullying individuals. This person, Vivian Allen, sits right here to the left of me, was harassed. She was mob action by this gentleman, Jedediah Brown, and his team, who waited for her, verbally attacked her. She had to call the police. The same individual last fall had a fight right here in this very township. No one should be harassed, threatened when they're trying to politically express their voice of opinion. No one should be bullied or even cyberbullied when they're trying to just dialogue and come into meetings. This is unacceptable. I'm asking that we ban this person from this particular venue from this point going forward. He's not a community player. Animalistic instincts don't work for community. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, Senator Harris, is on July 14th, I was the victim of a mob action by the same individual, 5 people who were being and probably still are being employed by Christopher Clark, the mayor of Harvey. This was during an illegal eviction campaign in the city of Harvey, where they were drawing folks out of their homes illegally. That is not what Harvey police should be doing. We need an investigation by the state of Illinois, Kwame Rollo's office, into the goings on of Harvey, Illinois, and the police, including this gentleman right here, Jedediah Brown, and I need your assistance speaking. Again, these are illegal actions. We need to say, we need to put an ordinance together right away to keep this ban and ban him from any future meetings. It's pertinent that we do. I appreciate it. I would like to meet with you, Ron.
Thank you.
Constitutional rights.
Nate Bowman.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm ready.
I just call citizen,
Come on. Can we all show the speakers some respect, please? Thank you.
First of all, I want to say thank you for the chance to speak. Supervisor Harris and all of these committees. I want to thank you on Sunday. Leaving a funeral, I had the opportunity to stop by the event that was going on, and it was a nice event that the township had put on. And everybody was out there having a good time. And let me realize one thing, that when we stand together, we can get a lot accomplished. A house divided will never stand. And it's only when that we can work together, whether we agree or disagree, with leadership, that we can move this township forward in the right direction without a lot of things that's going on in being said. All of this stuff should not be in these types of meetings, cyberbullying and whatever it is else. But I want to thank you for this opportunity, number one. And I want to tell you all doing a wonderful job. And myself as a citizen want to do everything that I can do to make y'all lives much easier. And we should all do the same thing. We elected these officials for a reason, and we have allowed them time and opportunity to do what they were willing to do. 6 months ain't gonna take care of what 4 years done.
Amen.
So we just have to let due process to give them an opportunity to change this.
That concludes public speaking.
Moving on to item 6, the approval of minutes from the prior meetings. So at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the 2025-26 tentative budget hearing for the Road and Bridge Fund held on July 22nd, 2025. Motion by trustee Avant, second by trustee Stanley. First, take the roll.
Trustee Gonzalez? Yes. Trustee Avant? Trustee Stubbs? Aye. Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Supervisor Harris?
Yes. 5 members in the affirmative, the motion carries. Next, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the 2025-26 tentative budget hearing for the general fund and the general assistance fund held on July 22nd, 2025. Is there a motion? Motion by trustee Stanley, seconded by trustee Stubbs. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs? Aye. Trustee Avant? Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With 5 members voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. At this time, I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the special board meeting held on July 22nd, 2025. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes of the special board meeting held on July 22nd, 2025.
Motion by trustee Gonzalez, second by trustee Stubbs. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stubbs? Aye. Trustee Avant? Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. 5 members voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. Next up, item 7, the approval of bills. This time, I would like to entertain a motion to approve the bills list for the general fund. Is there a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the general fund. Second.
Motion to approve the bills list for the general fund by trustee Stubbs, seconded by trustee Gonzalez. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Gonzalez? Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Avant?
Yes.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With 5 members voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. This time, I would like to entertain a motion to approve the bills list for the general assistance fund. Is there a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the bills of the general assistance fund.
Second.
Motion by trustee Stubbs to approve the bill list of the general assistance fund, seconded by trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant? Trustee Gonzalez? Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Supervisor?
Aye. With 5 members voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. At this time, I would like to entertain a motion to approve the bills list for the road and bridge fund. Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion by trustee Avant, seconded by trustee Gonzalez for the motion to approve the bills list for the road and bridge fund. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant? Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Supervisor Harris?
Yes. With 5 members voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. Item 8, new business. First item up is the approval of membership dues for township officials of Illinois for all elected officials. The total cost is approximately $1,400. And at this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve paying the dues for the township officials of Illinois for all the elected officials of the township. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the membership dues for township officials of Illinois for all of them.
Second.
Motion by trustee Stanley for the membership dues of township officials, seconded by trustee Stubbs. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Avant? Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With 5 members voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. Next is the approval of membership dues of township officials of Illinois for associate members. This is for employees such as township administrator, deputy clerk, finance director, and it's approximately $50 per person. So at this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve this item. Motion by trustee Avant, seconded by trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant? Supervisor Harris?
Aye. 5 members voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. Next is the approval of township events. First event up is the Talk of the Town, Let's Talk Caregiving, estimated at $1,500. The other event is the October Harvest Festival with the Youth Services. Estimated cost is $3,900. Next is the Harvest Ball for Special Services, cost about $3,200. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for the events as presented.
Second.
Motion by trustee Avant, seconded by trustee Stanley for the approval of township events.
Trustee Avant? Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Supervisor Harris?
Aye. 5 members voting in the affirmative, the motion carries. Next is the motion for the training for the approval of Illinois Property Assessment Institute Central Regional Conference that will be held September 8th through the 12th in East Peoria for the assessor's office. Is there a motion for the approval of training?
I'd like to make a motion for the training of Property Assessment Institute Central Regional Conference, September the 8th, 12th, 2025.
Is there a second? Trustee Stubbs makes a motion, seconded by trustee Gonzalez for the approval of training for the assessor's office. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Stanley?
Yes.
Trustee Stubbs?
Aye.
Trustee Avant? Supervisor Harris?
Aye. With 5 members voting in the affirmative, the motion carries for the training. So next, I'm gonna have the clerk, make some comments. Clerk Nesby.
Greetings, everyone.
Great.
Okay, let's try again. Greetings, everyone. So I just wanted to, first, thank you all for coming out. Yes, I am on Facebook, so I do read. I was on there before I became clerk, so. I did too, so. However, I see the comments, I see, I'm not gonna comment, I'm not, I try to take it in and try to make changes here, but I want to address points. So when we first got into office, we had a lot of points left over. So we immediately started digging in to clean those, close those out from previous administration. I am the FOIA officer, meaning that I close out the FOIAs. The FOIAs are submitted through a system or via email. And then the staff, they work to compile the information so that we can gather everything. And right now, we're still using the attorneys to review everything because we really haven't had a chance to sit down and go through a training so that we can redact and handle everything on our own. So we probably get about 3 FOIAs a week. That's a lot, but we're still trying to play catch up. So once the information is compiled, we forward it to the attorney for review, and they send it back. And if everything is together, everything's organized, correct, then I will close it out. Yes, we are behind, and we're trying to work to catch up on it. We're not ignoring you. I don't like being behind. I don't like having things like that against my name, but that's just the truth of the matter. So we mostly the employees are working to field and close your FOIA requests. At this time, we'll turn it over to the attorney to also address the grass cutting employees.
So everyone, I'm not on Facebook, so I have no social media presence. With regard to FOIA requests, I want everyone to understand that when you send a FOIA into the township, you would assume that there is a file that would be, for example, landscaping or grass cutting. There is not. So what this has required us to do is to track down documents by searching emails, searching other sources, and going back to prior counsel to get a copy of signed agreements and other documents. One of the things that we are addressing is creating a centralized database for all these documents. None existed when we arrived here. So for example, when someone sends a request, we want all documents related to the RFP, who responded. They were not all in one place. They were in various places and various emails. And so that had to be put together. With regard to other FOIAs that come in, every FOIA is taken seriously. FOIAs require us to provide you documents, not to answer questions. FOIAs are not designed to answer questions. You are entitled to see documents that you requested. So if you ask for emails related to a topic, a search has to be conducted, the emails have to be retrieved and then provided to you. The cost of right now, just an estimate of cost, I'm not talking attorney time, is probably $3,000 to $5,000 of time, staff time, technology time, responding to each of these FOIAs. So when you start adding up, and when the same person, multiple people ask for the same documents, but there's a different twist on it, you have to simply not provide just what was provided in the past, but conduct a new search. So that's what the township is doing. They take it seriously. Some of the questions that have come up in the past is, what do the lawyers do? Well, the lawyers have clear lanes and avenues of work to be done, so there's no duplication of efforts. But as Reverend Bowman said, over the last 4 years, what type of legal mess do you think was created here? How many lawsuits are pending? How many insurance coverage issues are there? All at your expense. This has to be cleaned up, and the township is doing whatever is possible to address these. The township lawyers don't just work for the supervisor. If the assessor has a phone call or has a question, she calls one of the township lawyers. The highway commissioner or employees, supervisors, or staff have questions, they call the lawyers. That is what our job is. Our loyalty is to the township as a whole, not a certain individual. If a conflict arises, there are rules under the Illinois Rules of Professional Responsibility. Lawyers know how to handle a conflict and address it appropriately to address issues. We represent the township. We do not represent individual residents. So I think that should clarify what the role of the township attorney is here. And this is what the township attorney does in every other township in the state of Illinois. There was a question about forensic audits. They want to know there's a board approved something, never did an RFP. Someone mentioned a 10-year audit. Well, guess what's being done right now? There's a little agency called the Internal Revenue Service and the Federal Bureau of Investigation that are conducting investigations. Has anyone read the last 2 audits for Thornton Township? Anyone read them? Has anyone read the notes in those auditors' reports? These were not qualified audits. In other words, even the auditors signing off refused to give it a clean audit because of a number of problems. And these problems exist because of what went on in the past that is being addressed by law enforcement agencies.
Thank you, Attorney Levizinski. Before I go and finish out my supervisor report, I want to say that tomorrow is his 11th birthday. I call him the #1 resident of Thornton Township, my man Jace, who's come to all the events. Hey, stand up, Jace. Everybody give Jace a happy birthday. He's the guy, every time I see him, has a smile on his face, always has a loving spirit, and man, wish I still had your energy, Jace. Keep up the good work, man, and looking for brighter days ahead for you, Jace. Thank you for coming here tonight. So, as I close out, I want to say, Sunday, the 17th, was a Thornton Township cookout. The things that we do here from a township perspective, whether it's rendering services or just enjoying and connecting with 17 communities, none of this would be possible without the board of trustees and their due diligence and work that they do, but more importantly, our employees. Please give a round of applause to the Thornton Township employees. These guys did a remarkable job from start to finish. Everything was spectacular. Everything was well organized and done in decency and in order. And to the residents that came out, thank you as well. It's all about fellowshipping and coming together as a community. And I think we did that. We came one step closer to that on Sunday. So thank you all parties involved, the residents, the employees, the board of trustees, and everyone who supported the event. This coming Thursday, August 21st from 4 to 7 is bingo here at the township, as well as the Taste of Thornton Township. So it's going to be held on September 6th at South Suburban College. There's going to be more details coming forth with more information about that, about how vendors can sign up and how the residents can gain access, and more information about that. As we've customarily done, the messages and the comments that have been made for public comment, the attorney and myself and the board, we take those things in and we go back and try to get the best answers we can to be able to supply the information that's needed to satisfy your questions. So please bear with us as we gather information on this fact-finding mission to be able to provide you with the best information possible to answer your questions. Some things, as we say, you may like, some things you may not like. We're going to do our very best to make sure we accommodate and get you the answers that you need. And with that being said, that concludes our meeting, and I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. The time is 6:50. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I would like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second. Clerk Stubbs makes a motion to adjourn the meeting, second by Trustee Stanley. Clerk, please take the roll.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Trustee Ahmad. Here. Trustee Stanley.
Yes.
Trustee Suggs.
Yes.
Supervisor Harris.
Yes, with 5 voting in the affirmative, the meeting is adjourned.
I agree with you, Miss Tiffany, in the audience. You keep an eye on what's going on right now. This was a very short meeting. Like they ran through this. Y'all already see. The issue is that the budget that they have is not concise. Now, you already heard, and I'm going to re-listen to the number on whatever administrative education they're going to be doing. There's a budget for that. So is there a running list on that budget as far as them doing it? You know, if they do one now, are they subtracting that from the actual amount they had on the budget? That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's why I was like, people need to do a running list because they're going to spend more than what's in that budget, especially the way that things are running. And yeah, I agree with you, Miss Tiffany. I'm gonna call you Tiffany again. Because that with your total name ain't gonna make it up here. No, that ain't happening. We're not being traumatized. Already got to deal with this. But the lawyer, he was the most. He had a little toot. He was a little aggressive, and he's trying to justify why he's getting called all the time. That is weird. That is weird. You know what else is weird? Why would the clerk who answered the Freedom of Information request say that they still have to take courses to find out what to redact? I said, did they say that? Did she say that? Now, I would understand if she say some things don't get answered because they have to be forwarded to the lawyer to make sure that they're redacting the right things, but not the fact that you have to take a course in the training. What is going on here? I'm really trying to figure out, but we're going to keep our eye on that. Pretty much you saw what happened. I'm going to have to agree. You know, there's no discussion going on. And they had a hell of a lot of discussion going on prior when Tiffany was in there. So... you know, us in the audience are not the only ones concerned about this. Residents are concerned as well, and they continue to speak their piece. So shout out to everyone up there that's just keeping their eyes on the prize. Look at Hunt in the back just talking. Yeah, he's just talking. Hunt should be fired. The courses are certified. I'm saying even if it is, like, don't you hire somebody who already certified? Somebody who got experience? Why is your certification expired? What do you mean? And then she said they doing 3 a week. I was handing in 5, not to the same entity, but you know what I'm saying. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So let's see how they address the other questions, because they were asking them other questions outside of the budget, you know, safety issues. Y'all saw me in the audience. Flint did it. That's one thing that ain't nobody talking about. Quiet about Flint. Flint did it, and it was a reason why they banned certain people from events. So I was happy that it wasn't no altercation today because of certain people, and highlighting that it is a kid in there today. You know what I'm saying? They still bring kids in there. They know when they see that person, hide your kids, because that person fight kids, grandmas, all types of people from his mouth. So we're going to end because I just wanted to hit this meeting up so I won't have to do a replay. I'm still, you know, playing catch up on Harvey meeting. With that being said, you guys have an amazing night. Y'all think anything going to happen? Because Ryan's still there. I think Ryan not going to move until Jedediah get out, honestly. I'm going to be honest. I think, let's see. Ryan's not putting around like
Cult gang. Which one?
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna sit you guys down for 1 second. Right here. Hey, good. How are you? So, are you leaving with us? Oh, okay, yeah, I probably will. I was maybe just gonna talk to the paper, but no, I don't want to be on the phone.
Oh, no.
I just wanted to let the paper
You're talking to him. All right, y'all can finish watch the video on Ryan's live. I want to say thank you for being here with me tonight. Love you guys. I may come back at 10 o'clock. It said it doesn't take all night to have a meeting. Some people just want drama. I wish people would go to the meeting because they care for real. I'm putting you up there. Care for real and not because they want to start stuff. Exactly. And that's what it is. And that's why I always shout out people, no matter who they are, no matter the past, whatever. If they're addressing the issues, I'm definitely giving them shout outs. So, like I said, thank you to the audience that was being respectful. I know we ain't all on the same, I don't know, y'all call it side, but we just don't have the same opinion about things. But at least we can still be in the audience and just talk about it respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Which I know I'm going to throw jabs right now at Jid. That's just going to happen. Right. The rest of that, we just going to actually just deal with peace. We keep it moving and we stay focused on the fact, like Tiffany Gibson said. There's some things that's going down. And Napoleon, what about that article, y'all? What y'all think about that article that basically said Napoleon has to pay back 20% or something? Y'all remember that? Let me pull out. Did y'all see that? Let me look on my inbox. I was like, what? But somebody was like, that had to be proven.
Okay,
Let's see. Let me put Ryan up there just in case Jed outside at the door. Ryan said he walking out. Let me see. Can I look for this article real quick? Hold on, y'all. Ryan, we got to watch Ryan like a hawk. Make sure that he okay. Let me hit the like button. What's wrong with this service?
In the community atmosphere.
exactly. I just want to know where the money's going. That's all.
What's up?
Yep.
saw you outside.
You familiar with
Oh, Miss Chapman? Yeah, she's my older woman in Harvey, actually. She is. Yep. Yes, that's her. Yeah.
Hey, what's her name?
Colby Chapman? Sure. Yeah. You.
Excuse me.
Go ahead. Huh? Okay. Thank you. Have a great night. Mr. Lee.
All right, so let's get to this real quick.
Can you believe they voted on all that? Every time they were like, pass this. I'm like, how much?
I'm gonna keep my eye on the background, just make sure that Ryan is good. But it is an article. Somebody gonna talk about something that's still not proven. Now, when let me put it on the screen. When this news broadcaster was talking about Tiffany, I ain't never hear nobody say no shit like that. See what I'm saying? Now, when WGN9 News talk about Tiffany, it's facts. But when they talk about Napoleon, oh, it's not proven. Is this it? Oh, let me make sure. Let me see what this is.
The credit card charges. These officials in Dalton and
Oh Lord, he started up. Y'all want to watch this full 9-minute thing? Let's watch it since the meeting ends so early. Let's watch it together, y'all. Gonna tell me this got to be proven. Let's see. Ben, I trust you by now. Let's go.
My name is Ben Bradley. I'm an investigative reporter at WGN TV in Chicago.
Has your son forgiven you for shooting him? What did you learn in prison and in your time?
Our small but mighty team has reported 120 stories in the past year.
Let's go.
Mr. Guevara, I'd like to talk to you. Sir, don't leave your dog out here.
Right.
Do you feel like you're...
This one story has grabbed attention like few others. Actually, I think it was one uncomfortable interview that got things started.
Wait, y'all, I don't know. I played one of these videos before and I got a copyright. I don't know if it's WGN. I'm gonna play a little bit of it and see when he get to Napoleon. Hold on. I think WGN did that to me. Hold on, I'm trying to remember.
You didn't go to Las Vegas?
I remember that.
on anything.
The region we cover. There are definitely bigger stories for us than several deadlines.
I don't think he's talking about Napoleon.
Dysfunction.
I'm scared to play this video, y'all, because you know why? They had gave me a copyright. Hold on. This one I'm about to do. I'm about to read the article. Can't give me a copyright for that, dog. All right. New Thornton Township. You can hear me, guys? Okay, cool. I'm about to get a copyright for this. New Thornton Township Supervisor pays back campaign cash used for clothes and traveling. Who are they talking about? All right, Senate Napoleon Harris. This was August 18, 2025, yesterday years old. We recently replaced Tiffany Henry as Thornton Township Supervisor. It says who recently replaced, I do apologize, not we recently replaced, who recently replaced Tiffany Hinyard as Thornton supervisor will pay back $20,000 his campaign fund spent on clothes at high-end stores and says and stays at Four Seasons and private school and a private school. Oh, he went in a little bit. Harris attorney confirms to WGN investigation. I wonder, when did this happen? Did you think this happened just now? Harris, a former NFL player and a member of the Illinois Democratic leadership team, has faced added scrutiny since bumping Hinyard from the ballot in a scandal over Hinyard use of tax dollars for luxury travel, high-end vacations, and vehicles, meals, and more. The Sun-Times first reported on Hinyard use of campaign funds for pre-Christmas shopping spree at Neiman's Marcus in recent years that totaled more than $4,300. There were also $1,700 stays at the Four Seasons in Miami and $866 charges at a nearby Saks Fifth Avenue for what were described as clothes for political events, according to the Sun-Times. Now, I know this messy, like, but y'all know other political people do the same shit, but they don't be on them like that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not giving Tiffany no pass, no nothing, but I'm telling you, these other political figures do it all the time, and they pick and choose who they're going to expose. But I concede. I'm going to move forward. The charges were the result of reporting mistakes while he was handling the files himself, Harris attorney Bert Alderson told WGN investigation. He has since engaged a professional. The school expense was intended as a charitable donation. He is reimbursing the committee for the charges. Yeah. What was that about? You think he paid his kids' school? Will pay his kids' tuition? WGN investigation reveals in May that Harris previously sponsored litigations to ensure that Thornton Township Supervisor will continue to collect more than $20,000 in salary of the compensation, despite efforts by trustees to lower the compensation to $57,000. The litigation quietly died. The legislation, I do apologize, y'all, quietly died, only to be resurrected and passed by a fellow Democrat in time to benefit Harris. So that's what he's talking about. So Harris' name, is it on the bill or not? Because I need to see the bill to like verify that. But still, some slick shit didn't happen, obviously. One hand washes the other. Harris stands to collect nearly $379,000 a year from taxpayers as a result of his two elected positions. So I don't know where this came up at, but y'all think that Napoleon Harris, y'all think he snitched on himself just to get that out of the way real quick, or somebody already doxed him? Because people have been requesting freedom of information requests. So if that was on anything, he had to get ahead of that. Now, just because you came out and say you're going to pay it back don't mean that your original intentions was okay. We already see what's going on here. We're going to have to pray for Thornton. Could they get him out of position, y'all? I mean, you know, I don't know. But I'm going to look into it. He don't deserve it. He already cheated the first time. Y'all need to stand up. Y'all better get Tiffany to refile that caucus case. And everybody like, what? That's why we hate Grace. I'm just playing. Calm down. Calm the hell down. But obviously, y'all got a snake in the grass up in here. And this was yesterday years old. So we're going to continue to pray for the Thornton residents. I want to say shout out to Ryan. You are protected. We got your back. Continue to keep your eyes on the prize. Thank you for being there tonight. Everyone else that was there tonight. You saw Vivian there, Miss Nicole there. Shout out to everyone that's still keeping their foot on the pedal. We got your back, guys. We staying positive and we staying true to this. So with that being said, let me get off because I'm about to eat a little bit. I possibly come back tonight and do this Jedediah thing. but I'm pretty sick of him. I ain't about to spend my whole week. I already got Friday planned for phase 3, but I may come back on tonight. But with that being said, y'all know what I'm doing over here.
Guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany A. Henry, the people's mayor. So, you guys doing a lot of snitching, and y'all win.
Don't let my snitching fool you. I love a good jam.
Answer, because you are